Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Talos of Tech, live on Twitch. I got this in the mail, which showed up early for some reason. I have no idea why, and it's not a big enough deal. I know probably other people have messed around with this. No, I don't have iPhone 12 yet. Just kidding. Yes, I do. No, sorry. You probably, maybe for a split second, believed me there. Just because the iPhone 11 Pro looks so dang close to the iPhone 12. But either way, I thought it might be fun just to say. I was going to do a live stream today anyway. I hadn't unboxed it yet. It actually got here 2 days ago, but it was delivered on my day off when I don't do any work. So it was kind of killing me inside because the package got here and I was like, oh, cool, I want to try this, but I should probably save it. So that's why I'm doing it now. And I'm actually going to try something I haven't done with this setup before. I'm going to move the camera around and you won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see me, but you'll be able to see MagSafe up close in all its detail. And I also, right before the stream started, grabbed the stainless steel Apple Watch charge puck to compare, see how they look. I am eager to open it. Yeah, I actually was going to do my EV video first, but then I was like, you know what? I want to get this over with. So let me swivel you guys around real quick and make sure these cables don't die on you. Okay, I'm going to point this down like this. I'm going to get nice and focused there so you can still hear me. You don't need to see my face. My faces. Whatever. Okay, so it's a lot smaller than I thought. The packaging definitely is. In pictures and stuff, it looked a lot chunkier than it actually is. Let's see. Does it stick to the fridge? Ooh, good question. I would like to find that out. All right. Let's see our recycled materials used here. Pulling it out of the box. Ooh. In California. Can you not be on fire? Ben Kendall, 02, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I'm using the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera for those curious. Designed by Apple. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Cable looks decently long. Nothing crazy, but at least not like, 3 inches like some cables are. Okay. So USB-C, thank you. Recaptcha, thank you for the Twitch Prime as well. Let's see. If you go caseless, will the MagSafe charger start to scuff up the back of your phone over time? That I don't know, but it is a concern I have. I will try it out here because I know this is technically Apple's first Qi charger. They built themselves. So obviously the Qi charging capability is not the flagship feature, but it can do that. Let's see. How are you supposed to take this part out? Oh, I see. The paper's already split. Sorry, you're just seeing my hand here. But I want to make sure I can get this off. There you go. Was it meant to be cut like that? Yeah, I think it was. Or I just ripped it. That's also possible. Okay, so USB-C on one end. How do we pull off the back end? Am I missing something? Okay, I can twist it. Oh, I see. Maybe pull it out like that. Hey, there it is. Wow. Okay. That thing's pretty shiny. However it looks to you guys, it's smaller than you think. All right. This is the standard Apple Watch charge puck. They're pretty close. I mean, obviously MagSafe is bigger, but dang. I'm just looking at it on camera right now on the screen, and frankly, on camera, MagSafe looks a lot bigger. But I mean, look at my hand here. Look at how... Maybe I just have big hands. Fables, thank you for the 20 bits. Just bought a 10S and selling my 11 Pro Max. Need money for Christmas. How do you think the battery will hold up? I'm not too hopeful. Yeah, I wouldn't be hopeful either. That's quite the downgrade. Luke Vane, thank you for the Twitch Prime as well. Yeah, 11 Pro Max has the best battery of any iPhone. So if you're going away from that, anything's going to be a downgrade. Let's see. Will this MagSafe charger charge the old Max? No, it's not that kind of MagSafe. It's a very clean aluminum back. So this is the back of it. You probably can't hear that. But show it with AirPods case. Okay, you guys have AirPods. That's pretty dang close. It's almost just big enough to charge AirPods. It's not plugged in yet, but actually, you know something I was curious about? My iPad Pro is right off camera here. And I want to see if the iPad can power the MagSafe, because my iPad obviously has USB-C. So this could be a really easy way to light it up. You know what I like about MagSafe is that it's a Qi charger, but there's no lights on it. Because I always was annoyed. Ooh, goodness. You guys see the writing here? There's like big labels on the metal. It's kind of ugly. Big letters on the side. I did not expect that. It says like RN7 FC. I guess legally they have to put those labels somewhere. Huh. So I plugged in MagSafe to the iPad. I want to see what happens if I put this on. Maybe it can't power it. Maybe it needs a higher wattage or something. These AirPods aren't lighting up. Oh, they almost have a little magnetic pull there. Just a tiny bit. 50 bits from Kiops says, good day to you, sir. Hope you and the missus are doing well. Thank you. You as well. I'm interested in buying your watch bands. How could I contact you? Twitter. Twitter's probably the best way. They should charge it. I know. Maybe it's just the AirPods? Let me put my definitely not iPhone. Yeah, that doesn't light it up either. So it definitely needs a brick, I think. It's weird how there is actually a little bit of magnetism on the back. Just a tiny bit. So that's bizarrely, yeah, it's actually holding it. Isn't that kind of weird? This is not the iPhone 12, but it's still, there's just a little bit of magnetism on the back, which is kind of weird. Does it work with an 18 watt adapter or do you need the 20 watt? That is a good question. I think I can try. I don't have a ton of bricks actually on this side of the desk. I was going to try plugging it into the Mac here. Since my Mac, I believe, has a free USB-C. I wasn't planning on selling any watch bands. I was just answering someone's question because they were like, I want to buy your watch band. Hold up. There. Okay. I plugged it into the Mac, the iMac Pro. Let's see if that can output power. Oh, it can. Okay, it's working. My iPhone is charging. In case you couldn't tell, up here. 100% already. Doesn't need a charge, ironically. I was too prepared. But, yeah, it's weird that the MagSafe actually kind of works on the older iPhone. Even magnetically, it's working. Let me, okay, it's very weak. It's a very weak connection. But I should probably turn off silent mode so you can actually hear it. Does this actually boost volume? I don't know. Let's see. Does it charge with a MacBook? I don't have a MacBook with me, so that I will not be able to try today. But yeah, so if I just drop it, can you hear that? It's really faint. But yes, it did light up. It did start charging. I was not expecting to be able to kind of use it on my iPhone 11. That's weird. I don't have the wallet, no. So I can't test that, but nice to know that the iMac Pro can power the MagSafe charger if I want to. Yeah, I should try it on the desk. Let's see. This is a big mess. Let me clean up here a second. Okay. Oh, I guess it's not that long. Just looking at it plugged in to the back of the iMac Pro. That's what she said. And let me get it a little more in focus here. So if I just drop my phone. Oh, it did work. It did light up. It's definitely not as magnetic. Yeah, it almost like wants to take it with it. This cable is twisted in the packaging, so it doesn't want to lay that flat. It's all coiled up. Huh. This should come with a charging brick. Most Qi chargers don't come with a charging brick, to be honest with you. The majority, if there were Qi chargers out there that did come with a charging brick, they were typically not that cheap. So I get why this one doesn't come with one. But Apple sells a, yeah. See, look, if I pick it up, it comes with it. Repeat, for those joining, this is not the iPhone 12, so this is not how it's meant to be used, but it is technically magnetically attaching to the back, which is cool. Thunk. That's neat. It was a lot tinier than I was expecting. That's what she said. All right. You're going to replace that Qi charger in your desk with this one? I think so, yeah. This was actually, if people have been watching Taylos of Tech for a long time, you might remember this. This was the first wireless charger ever. This is not the first, I mean my first. Back when the iPhone 8 first came out, I bought this right before the 8 was delivered so that I could do Qi charging demos on the unboxing and stuff. And surprisingly, after all of the Qi chargers I've bought over the years, this one still works. This one still works fine. This is like my designated AirPods charger. I basically leave it here under my iMac, and if my AirPods need a charge, typically I'll just drop them right there. It lights up, but it's obviously not Apple branded. It was really cheap, Koei Tech, and I think it was like $10 on Amazon or something. But when I just got the 8, that was the charger. I still have it to this day. But this one definitely, I mean, come on. Look at these two. That is. Whoa, why did the Qi charger light up? Qi charger is charging Qi charger. I always hated that Qi chargers felt the need to put a light, especially at nighttime. This would light up and it would become very, very obvious, which was distracting. And I was like, the phone or the device itself has a charge light on it. I don't need another light on the charger. Like, why do we don't have lights on our lightning cables to let us know that there's a charge? Why does every single Qi charger need a light on it? So I'm glad that when Apple made one, for one, super tiny. I've never seen a Qi charger this small before that's still technically Qi charging. But also no light, very simple, very clean looking, just aluminum. Other than this writing right next to the cable, which is somewhat distracting. I think you guys are all on Twitch, obviously. I think you can zoom in. Twitch supports pinch to zoom as well as picture in picture, right? That's kind of dope. But yeah, you can zoom in on this and you can see the writing is kind of weird. It doesn't look like the text looks bigger than it needs to be. 20 bits from Fables. How close are you to getting a Tesla, and what model are you leaning towards? I'm not anywhere near, but thank you for the donation. I would probably get the cheapest one possible if I did get one. So I can just drop my AirPods on. Oh my God, that's cute. Holy crap. It's so tiny. It's like just the perfect size. You know what's kind of nice about this is now like you don't have to align, because sometimes with this Qi charger you could drop your AirPods on and they wouldn't align properly, like I just did. Like it's not charging even though I dropped it on the Qi charger, so I have to kind of make sure I center it like that and then it lights up. But with this, for one, only one light. I can just, there's only one place really to put it. So there's only one way it can really work. Does that metal ring come in contact with the back of your phone, or is the center part raised? Let me see if I can tell. They're pretty flush. If I do it like that, they're actually pretty dang flush. So I do think the metal ring does make a slight contact. If anything, actually, looking at it really closely, you probably can't tell from the live stream here, but I think the white plastic is just a little bit raised, just a tad bit higher than the metal. So when it cups to the back like this. Yeah, I definitely hear the metal though. That's not a pleasant sound. Yeah, I mean it's soft metal, I guess. It's not, but yeah, hearing that metal scrape the glass is not fantastic. I guess most people have a case anyway. But I like this because now you can charge your phone and point the cable whichever direction you want to. If you want, whoa! See, it's not strong. It's not meant for this. It's meant for the iPhone 12, which I don't have. Yeah, I do remember that. Marquez said it was a raised plastic a little bit. So that makes sense. But man, that thing's so dang cute. Definitely AirPods Pro fills up the whole thing easily. Oh man, that's cute. I love it. Can it stick to a fridge? Man, I wish there was a way for me to show you guys that. This camera is plugged in directly to my computer, so I can't test that. But Rimo87, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Hey Drew, thoughts on how weak the magnets are, especially with the wallet accessory? The wallet accessory disappointed me. I'll be honest with that one. Okay, I think I'm done with the unboxing part of this. I'm gonna put y'all back up here. Oops, did I press the wrong button? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I hit the color correction button, which I did not mean to do. All right, don't worry. I'll get myself back in focus. Aluminum doesn't scratch glass, so it's fine. Oh, okay. That's good. Let me make sure this is angled properly. I can still show you guys the charger from here. See? Just the little puck. I'm amazed. Like, I'm actually really impressed. Apple, because I know OnePlus and Oppo and stuff were able to make wireless chargers that would do like 30 watts, but frankly, this in the keynote looked a lot bigger. And now that I'm actually holding it and using it, this is smaller than most Qi chargers. Like this right here is your average Qi charger. This is like the most basic one they make. And most Qi chargers are either that big, if anything, a little bit bigger. What I really wish we could get is like a, here's the Pixel stand for comparison, which I thought up until now, well, maybe even up until now, um, I thought, you know, Pixel stand was pretty elegant, pretty simple. I liked that the charge light was not super bright and it turned off and that kind of thing. But this is $80. You know, for $80 you can buy two of these, slap one onto some kind of, ooh, do these magnetically line up? Not quite. They almost, it's a good magnet test. You can kind of hover this thing near anything with magnets in it and notice a little bit of resistance. When do I think the Duo charger will come out? Man, I have no info. I have no sources. I really don't know, but yeah, I'm hoping before the holidays. I'm hoping it's not another air power situation where it's like coming next year. Uh, Start Select says I don't want 30-watt fast charging. Not gonna lie, I like how 7.5 watt preserves battery health. Well, the optimize iPhone charging should preserve battery health pretty well as long as you have that turned on. But this is 15 watts, 15-watt wireless charging through such a small thin puck. Literally, like it's the thickness of the cable, and that's the whole thing. And yet this on itself can do 7.5 watt normal wireless charging, as you guys saw with my iPhone 11 here. If I just drop it on the back. Oh, why is the camera on? So obviously, while you can technically have it magnetically on the back of an iPhone 11, I wouldn't recommend it because I can literally shake it off. So this is, again, for those just joining, this is not the iPhone 12. I do not have an iPhone 12 because Apple doesn't have me on the nice list. So it does technically attach, but you probably should not use it like this. Unless you're going to actually hold it. I guess it can kind of work. But, yeah. No, I think depending on whose video you watched, MagSafe looked pretty secure for John Morrison, and it looked pretty secure for iJustine, but it just didn't look super secure for Marquez, which is weird. I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, I'll be honest with you. I saw, and I predicted this actually. I think if you guys go back on either Discord or on Twitch, I remember saying that the Tuesday before iPhone launch day is typically when all the YouTubers drop their videos at the same time and stuff. And I was correct on that. I think that's typically the schedule Apple likes to stick with. And I saw like 20 videos all dropped at the same time, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch every single video. So I just watched MKBHDs, and I just saw the wallet case one, and I was like, that wallet looks really fragile. And I'm glad I did not order the wallet because, for one, it's $60, and I already have a really nice wallet, although it doesn't stick to the back of my iPhone. Justine hung the phone upside down on MagSafe. I almost had a heart attack. Yeah, John Morrison did too. He was dangling his MagSafe like this with the iPhone attached, and I'm sure the weight has something to do with it. You know, like the iPhone 12 mini will probably stay attached to MagSafe a lot better than the 12 Pro Max. Keops has donated 50 bits. Thank you. Says, should it be declared a travesty that our boy Snazzy never gets review units? Well, neither of us do, but given the kind of Hackintosh type stuff Snazzy does, I think he's admitted himself. He's not surprised he doesn't get sent stuff. But I just can't watch 20 videos on the same topic all in a row. I have to pace myself. Is the wire removable because it's going to fray super quick with how much it's going to be manhandled? No, it's not removable, but it looks very stable to me. I don't think you're going to be fussing around with it as often as a typical lightning cable. Yeah, just manhandling it myself just now. It feels very sturdy. It feels very secure, so I wouldn't worry about it fraying. I guess we'll find out in time, but it looks fine to me. It's very well crafted, though. This aluminum... This is the most Apple product ever. It's just a circle. A metal circle. That's totally something Johnny Ive would probably just design in his free time. What does it do? Doesn't matter. It's a circle. Let's see. John Morrison did the same wallet test that MKBHD did. Do you think Marquez's inner love for Google makes the magnets on MagSafe weaker? It's a good theory. I don't know. Circle. Do you consider being not strongly magnetic attached being part of the safety of MagSafe? I suppose. I mean, there's certain times you don't want it to attach super sturdy. But yeah, I will just say that wallet connectivity I have a concern with. I'm curious because Nick Sweeney of the Tech Podcast, he did order the Apple Wallet, and maybe he'll end up canceling it, but I think he ordered one, so he can try one out for himself, and he'll let me know how stable it is. So I guess we'll see. Opinions on the product red looking like coral. Really like it. I don't. I'm not a coral fan, and I think that this year the website pictures of the iPhone 12 looked way off from the actual pictures. I'm in the camp of red is disappointing because I was not a coral fan. I like product red like this, the deep, dark, very obvious, very saturated red. That's kind of my thing. Actually, I will admit, here's where I stand away from everybody else. I keep holding this because there's probably people tuning in that are like, where's the MagSafe charger? We unboxed it. There's really not much to it. But I'll be a little bit of a disagreement on most people. I think the iPhone 12 Blue looks a lot better than the website. But that's mainly because I prefer colors to be very saturated and very clear. And the iPhone 12 product red does not look super saturated. It looks very pinkish. It looks very like off-colored red, which I'm not a fan of. However, all the videos I'm seeing of the blue iPhone 12 look very saturated, very noticeably blue, which a lot of people who are big fans of the dark blue were like, hey, this looks cheap. This looks like super blue. It's not as muted as it should be. Whereas I'm saying, like, I kind of like the dark blue. I kind of like this saturated blue color. So I'm kind of, I'm digging that blue iPhone 12, although I did not order one, so don't expect me. All I ordered so far is the 12 Pro, which I'm getting on Friday, so don't expect me to do iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. I just thought they were too similar. I don't need both. Very complex. Thank you for the 100 bits. Should I get gold or Pacific Blue for the 12 Pro Max? I'm stuck. Probably Pacific Blue. I feel like that's the new color. That's probably going to be more subtle. Gold looks pretty cool. I know Randy's picking up the gold 12 Pro, and it does pop, but I don't know. I just don't like phones looking like jewelry, and that's what the 12 Pro looks like to me, is it looks like something, I don't know, the Kardashians would use. But yeah, you can actually tell the difference here versus stainless steel and aluminum. It's kind of the lack of the brushed look and more of the matte finish. Very reflective. As you can see, it basically turns blue when I hold it towards my light in here. I'm getting the Pacific Blue 12 Pro on Friday, so I'll give you my opinions on that. But generally, I'm not a fan of muted colors like that. What are the key differences between the Pro and the Pro Max? Debating which one to get for the wife. The size is probably the biggest thing, and the camera. So both the Pro and Pro Max have 6 gigs of RAM. That's now confirmed thanks to the review units being sent out. But I don't think that'll make a big difference, to be honest. 4 gigs versus 6 gigs of RAM. I feel like most devices running iOS are still going to have 4 gigs of RAM or less. And iOS is going to manage RAM pretty much the same way anyway. So I don't think apps are going to stay open in the background longer on the Pro than the regular 12. And if they will, it won't be by much. It'll be like maybe one extra app. It's not going to be like night and day. One is clearly better at multitasking and one sucks at It's not a night and day thing. The 12 Pro Max has a slightly better telephoto lens over the 12 Pro at 2.5x instead of 2x. And then the 12 Pro Max, I believe, also got larger camera sensors. So it captures a bit more detail. It's the same megapixel, but I think on the 12 Pro Max you have sensor image stabilization, so the ultra-wide video mode should be more stable. So, yeah, there's not... If you don't care about the camera, size is the biggest difference. 6.7 inches versus 6.1. And The 12 Pro Max also has a much better battery life. That's it too. If you're thinking about getting the Pro, I would highly consider just getting an iPhone 12 because I doubt your wife is going to notice the differences, to be honest with you, and you can save a couple $100 by going with the 12 over the 12 Pro. Um, Same size, same screen, same form factor, same 5G, same processor. Like, I really have a hard time figuring out who the 12 Pro is for. So if you're wondering, if you're thinking about going with the 12 Pro, I'd highly recommend you go with the 12. There's just so little reasons, in my opinion. But let's see. Do you ever trade in your older phones? Yeah, I actually did it for the first time last year. The trade-in values weren't that bad. I mean, they weren't great. Trade-in is always for those who don't know. I always see people complain sometimes. They're like, Drew, trade-in values suck. You could sell it for this much. Well, trade-in is a confirmed sale, like right there in the moment. That's the difference. If you try to sell your iPhone, you have to put it up online, or you have to ship it yourself, or you have to put it on, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace, and you have to deal with offers and negotiate with people and then meet up with them and then sell it. So yes, you'll always get more if you sell it second hand and just sell it to someone online. Apple trade-in is a confirmed, like, 100%, you will get this much as soon as you walk into the Apple store. They promise you this amount. So it's a lot less work, which is why. And also, Apple isn't just going to turn around and sell your iPhone without doing anything to it. They're going to refurbish it. They're going to replace a bunch of parts to it, which is why Apple doesn't offer you basically what anyone on eBay or Facebook would offer you. Trade-in is something like they're going to recycle it, basically. They're going to take apart some of it and replace certain parts of it. So that's why trade-in value is always going to be lower. But this year in particular, it was lower than usual. So last year, I traded in my iPhone XS Max to get the 11 Pro Max, and the trade-in value on my XS Max was $600, which, I probably could have gotten more if I tried to sell it, but I'll be honest, it did have a bunch of scratches on the front glass that I knew Apple wouldn't care about, but I knew trying to sell secondhand, someone would probably notice. It would probably be an issue if I tried to do a meetup or I tried to sell it on eBay and I was like, hey, it's a little scratched up on the front. For whatever reason, I don't know what I did. My 11 Pro Max has aged fine. There's not really much issues with the glass. I can't really see many scratches. But for some reason, my XS Max scratched up a bunch. And I was like, okay, I don't want to deal with selling this, so I'm just going to trade it in. And that took $600 off of this thing. But this year, for some reason, they nuked the trade-in values. And if I gave them my 11 Pro Max, which I spent $1,100, well, it was worth $1,100 a year ago. Actually, a little over a year ago now, because I guess that was September, and we're coming up on November. $500 for trade-in value, which I was like, ew, $500? And if you trade in the regular 11 Pro, the non-Max, it's like $450. So I don't recommend anyone to do the trade-in value. Sometimes I'm like, okay, sure, but this year it feels really, really bad. Like the iPhone 10 from 3 years ago, the trade-in value was like $250 or something. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. What is the battery health on the 11 Pro Max as you're not wirelessly charging all the time? So I have fast charged a lot recently because I'm selling this phone, I don't care. And my battery health is at, where's the section? I gotta find it. 94%. Which is still fine, honestly. It degraded a lot faster than my XS Max because with the XS Max, I was portless. I never used the Lightning port. I never fast charged it, and it was wirelessly charged exclusively. And with that phone, it was at like 97% the day I replaced it. So battery health was really good on the XS Max, but the difference with the 11 Pro Max is this battery is insane. This is still a 2-day phone for me. So even if the battery health had dropped to like 80%, it would probably still last longer than the XS Max at 100% battery health. So I don't really care that the battery health on this drained faster because I was fast charging it more, because I was just like, the battery life on this thing is insane. I will legitimately go 2 days before charging. And when I do need to charge, typically I'll just, I wake up one morning and I just plug it into the 18-watt fast charger I have in our bedroom, and it charges up in a few minutes and it's good for the day. or good for the next couple days. So I've been fast charging it pretty much exclusively for the past few months. But let's see. My 11 is at 85%, and I have never fast charged. What? That's weird. I think it has something to do. I mean, there's a lot of variables that go into battery health. Part of it is the temperature. If it's hot a lot of the time, or if it's super cold a lot of the time, that can impact battery health. If you let it die and go all the way to 0% routinely, that can damage battery health. There's a bunch of things that go into it. I'm not sure. Let's see. If you're considering the 11, I'd recommend the 10R, to be honest. Yeah, start select. I also agree. If you're not that crazy about the iPhone 12 and you're thinking about going with the iPhone 11, keep in mind, iPhone 10R is $100 cheaper, identical display, and the A12 chip is honestly still fine. I mean, you might get one less year of software support, but you're saving $100. Come on. And if you care about ultra wide and night mode, I guess the iPhone 11 has that. But I don't know. I think 10R is a great value. $500 for that thing is wonderful. Man, this just makes me more excited for the 12 because I can't wait to clip this thing on the back. I'm confused how it somehow is able to clip. What magnets are in this thing? That's my question. Does Qi charging naturally have like magnets in it? Is that just what a Qi charger is? Please drop your Apple Watch face in the Discord, Drew. I joined Red Watch Gang. So right now, I'm actually using whatever this one is. I forget what it's called. I can't zoom in very well. You can zoom in. Use pinch to zoom on Twitch. It's called Modular Compact. And I have a stock and the weather and the date and the time, which is just the nice red accent I'm going for right now. I booped it with my nose, I know. You know what's weird? For some reason, whenever I put this on the charger, maybe I'm just tapping it wrong, but it activated the camera a few times. So what's interesting about this current setup is that I'm placing the MagSafe charge puck. Is this going to be hard to show? Probably is. I'm placing it on the desk here. Oh, yeah, sorry. Earlier you guys were like, Apple Pencil! Oh my God, is the Apple Pencil charging? How do we know? Oh my God. It was charging for a second. I saw it on the iPad. Hold up. So we've got, it's really hard to see. We've got the Apple Pencil there. The charge indicator showed up for a split second. Can it charge? It showed up for a tiny second. I saw the little charge icon. It's not staying there consistently. But man, is it magnetically... Look at... Man, they really like each other, huh? Ooh. Okay, maybe they don't like each other that much. I'm like, this is not meant to happen. Whoa. Yeah, I'm just barely seeing it. It's really hard. Man, how do I show you this? It's really hard because the iPad is huge. But, can you guys see it? Look at the Apple Pencil on the charging widget. Hang on a sec. You guys see it? It's like barely showing up. It shows up for a split second, very vaguely. I'm placing the Apple Pencil on MagSafe, and it's like kind of charging. Not really. I doubt it's actually charging. It's just the Apple Pencil being confused. I'll try a different position. You see the icon? That's so weird. I'm trying different positions now, seeing if it... Oh, that's funny. How weird. And this is still better. Yeah, Fables is right. This is still better than the actual first generation Apple Pencil charging method. You're very correct on that. Yeah, the Apple Pencil is like, am I charging? Nah, unless. I doubt it's actually charging. I bet what it is there's just a sensor in the Apple Pencil that's designed to tell the iPad that it's charging whenever it magnetically is attached. And the battery in this is probably not receiving a charge, but the little magnet inside is detecting that it's being attached to something. So I bet that little charge indicator would light up even if you put this thing on like a fridge or something. Thank you for the bits. Sorry you guys have to look at my stomach. Let me move this. Whoa! All over the place. Let me fix that. Make sure I'm in focus there. Okay. Back to bit. Let me just a little bit more. Is it in focus there? I think that's good. Okay. MagSafe is not an ergonomic design. Everything we have to hold the cable to disconnect the iPhone. It is not a good engineering design. I disagree. Everything we have to hold the cable to disconnect the iPhone? I don't think you have to disconnect it. I mean, I think if you're going portless, this is probably the best way to do it because for one, it's backwards compatible, which means that it charges typical phones that have wireless charging. So you're not eliminating the old wireless charging standard. For two, you can slap it on the back. And this really isn't a wireless charger because obviously there's a wire right here. It's more of a portless charger, which means it charges inductively, but you can still grab it, use the phone, in bed and still be charging it at the same time. So if I want to slap this on the back, whatever the use case is of, it's really bizarre what it chooses to cup itself to. This phone is obviously not built for MagSafe, which is why it's a little clunky right now. But assuming this was an iPhone 12, it could stay on the back and I could keep using it while it's charging. I can even have the cable come up from the top if I want to, hold my phone from the bottom like this or from the side so that the cable doesn't have to come out from the lightning port. And it's fast. It's very thin. Relatively cheap. I mean, $40 is, a little steep for a charger, but considering it's a fast 15-watt wireless charger that magnetically sticks to the back, $40 isn't actually that bad considering it's Apple. I feel like, could have been a lot worse. Do you think there will be a portless iPad? Not anytime soon because they don't even do that much inductive charging on the iPad. I don't think the cord is long enough to use it in bed. No, but we're talking... I'm pulling it away from the iMac Pro right now. This is about as long as the cable that comes with most iPhones. I bet most chargers that people use with their iPhone at nighttime is about this long. So... No, I don't think it's too short. It's a little short, but I'm sure in time Apple could sell a 2-meter version of the same thing. I mean, it's open to third parties, right? Other people can make their own MagSafe chargers, I believe. I think they meant you'd probably yank the cord to detach it from the magnets in the phone. Bad news for the cable. What do you mean? Yank the cord to detach it from the magnets? Bad news for the cable? No, I don't think you would do that because like John Morrison and iJustine were showing, the MagSafe itself can hold the weight of the phone. You can hang the iPhone. Yeah, don't shake it around really rigorously, but you can hold the iPhone. So I don't see a lot of people charging their iPhone with MagSafe and then when they're done charging, you just yanking the cable. I don't think that's going to happen. Sell a 0.3 millimeter version of the MagSafe. Yeah. It'd be cool if they could make a version of MagSafe with just a port on it. Because I still, on the record, will continue to argue that I think removing the lightning port next year is a bad idea. That's not to say I don't think they'll do it. Seeing MagSafe and how they're pushing it now, I wouldn't be surprised if Apple decides to ditch the lightning port, at least on one of the iPhones next year. Maybe just the Pros, but not the regular iPhones, or maybe just the regular iPhones and not the Pros. Maybe I'm not sure which one makes more sense, but maybe they assume the Pros have MagSafe accessories and have the money to spend on fast chargers, or maybe they assume that only the Pros get a lightning port because only Pros need a dedicated port. I don't know. You could kind of argue it either way, but if they included a MagSafe charge puck that just had a little lightning port on it, that would mean they could just ship one of these pucks with every single iPhone, and then you could just snap this little puck onto every lightning charger you already have. Though I guess a lot of people have 5-watt lightning chargers, so MagSafe wouldn't be 5 watt for those people, but I love the charging puck with a detachable cable. I want a longer cable for it. That'll come in time. It's just, I mean, the Apple Watch when it first came out only had one. There was only one size for one of these, but now there's two sizes and there's a USB-C version, that kind of thing. It'll change. That's a matter of time. Do you think there will be a MagSafe battery packs? Yes, almost certainly. If anything, I'm pretty surprised that Apple. I'm honestly pretty surprised Apple did not release battery cases with MagSafe support at the event. I feel like that's like an inevitable product. Like they're obviously going to do that. Like why haven't they announced them yet? Like they're comfortable announcing MagSafe Duo, which they don't have a timeline yet and they don't have a price yet. But the 12 mini, of anything, that's what needs the battery case the most. I mean, normally, like I reviewed the battery case for the 11 Pro Max, but I was like, I'm going to return this because the battery life on the iPhone itself is just so dang good. It's just pointless to spend $100 on a battery case because it's okay for my phone to be charged every other day. With the battery case, I could last 3 days without a charge, which in my opinion was just absurdly long battery life. Maybe if I was on vacation a lot and I was traveling all the time, I would get it. But the 12 mini has worse battery life than the 10R, which is 2 years old now. So if anything, that phone in particular would need the battery case more than anything. Um, yeah, well, in years prior, the battery cases have come out in January, but last year the battery cases came out right alongside the iPhones. Came out around the same time. Kiopsis, thank you for the bit. Still disappointed that there isn't USB-C. I know, I am too. I think I want USB-C on everything. I'm all in favor of that, but also Apple has kind of backed themselves into a corner with this whole e-waste and trying to be environmentally friendly thing because no matter what they do, people will be mad. I mean, there was a lot of people that still didn't get my point in the video about, you know, the main benefits of Apple not the main economic and environmental benefits is the smaller package. A lot of people were acting like that because there's a cable included that might not get used, that means that there's no benefits. It's like, no, if you watch the event, their whole premise was that, okay, before, this isn't exact comparison. It's just a ratio to give you a perspective. Before, with a semi-truck, full-size semi-truck, we could move 1,000 iPhones per truck. Now we can move 1,700 iPhones per truck, okay? Which means less shipments required to move our inventory. That's the main environmental benefit. So just by making the packaging slimmer, it's a win. Now the goal with removing the headphones and the charge brick is also, at the same time, you're helping reduce e-waste. But the key word here is reduce. It's not eliminate. Obviously, I think for legal reasons, Apple has to include a cable of some kind. There would be all kinds of new complaints if they didn't include any cable at all. But if you look at, especially today, if you look at how the iPhone 12s are packaged and how they're laid out in the box, the USB-C to Lightning cable does not take up much space because, for one, they have to include the paperwork. That's a legal thing. They can't remove the paperwork. There has to be those little papers with the instructions and stuff. So they got the iPhone, and underneath that, they've got the paperwork, and then beneath the paperwork, they have the cable. So removing the cable would not help them slim down the packaging. And Apple figured if we're going to ship a cable, we might as well ship them the fast charging one so that they're only $20 away from a fast charger. Whereas before, you were like $50 away from a fast charger. If they would have included the USB-A to Lightning cables, most people already have those. So in my opinion, if they would have included the USB-A to Lightning, that would have been more wasteful because that's a cable they've been shipping for years and everyone already has. So it's not even that useful. Whereas now, the USB-C to Lightning cable, some people will use it, some people won't. But at least the people who do use it, they're only $20 away from a fast charger. Let's see. 8 and 5, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Watch Apple ditch the port next year and then say we're not including a MagSafe cable this year because you already have one at home. Yeah, I think that would be a little too fast. I don't think 1 year is fast enough so that they could say you already have MagSafe. I don't think that would work. 100 bits from Chris Norton. Thank you very much. Not sure if you know much about the 11 Pro battery case. Just bought one. Do you have any tips? I don't really know. What tips can I give you? It's a battery case. Enjoy it. I don't know. But thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. The thing is, if Apple switched to USB-C on the iPhone, which again, in just a closed box personal opinion, yes, I would prefer that because I have USB-C everywhere and I believe it's the best port and I'm not a fan of Lightning. I get it. It would be nice if they adopted USB-C, but then this whole e-waste argument is thrown out because now all of our Lightning accessories would suddenly become useless. Now all of our Lightning cables can't work with the new iPhone. So that contributes to e-waste. So I totally get, I mean, Apple got relentless criticism when they first introduced Lightning. I know it's easy to forget now because Lightning has been around for so long and we're all used to it. But when Apple switched from the 30-pin connector to Lightning, even though Lightning was way, way better, everyone was upset. Everyone's like, hey, my old docks don't work. This old accessory doesn't work. My old charger, I got to buy all new stuff. I got to buy all new cable. People were mad. So I can understand why Apple's hesitant to change. I just think it's a double-edged sword. They really can't win. Like, for my own personal and like narcissistic reasons, I want it to be USB-C just because I have lots of USB-C cables and I pretty much barely use Lightning as is. I just use it for my phone and nothing else. Everything else I either Qi charge or charge via USB-C. And I'll admit, on my original honeymoon a couple of years ago, it was really, really nice taking that Pixel with me because I could use the same charger for my MacBook, my iPad, and my phone. I only had to pack one charger on that trip. That I wasn't wearing my Apple Watch at the time, but yeah, that was the one thing I liked about the Pixel. Everything about it sucked. Why is not Apple switching to USB-C? I get that it is better for the environment, but that it will be more efficient. Well, I think I just answered your question. And yeah, also Apple wants to remove the port. They've made that pretty obvious. They want to get rid of that port as soon as they can. Fables donated 10 bits. Did you see Apple did the same reduced packaging size and no brick with the 11 and the 10? Yeah, we talked about that in the original recap video. I guess a lot of people don't watch those, but oh well. So yeah, we brought that up in the video recapping the Apple event. Oh, you know what's weird? Oh my God, is it outputting power? I was bored, so I put the MagSafe charge puck on my desk, and then I put the Apple Watch charge puck on top of it. And when I took the charge puck off, this is really hot. This is like hot to the touch. I wonder if it felt magnet, so it just started emitting power. That's kind of weird. Why is this so hot? What did I do? Did I create infinite energy? What if I just... Who's ready for Neuralink? That's what this is. Time for cancer, everybody. Am I MagSafe friendly? Oh, man. I wirelessly charge so it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I think techies will get on with it very easy, but I don't think the internet... Just seeing how the internet has freaked out about Apple removing a charge brick that everyone already has... knowing how people are going to react to no port is going to be... it's going to be crazy. 5 bits again from Fables. I'm okay with them removing the port so long as they put that fugly 5G antenna there. That's a good point, yeah. I'm not a fan of that antenna design. Hopefully they can get rid of that. It's kind of annoying when you're not used to it and you first see it, but like anything, you'll probably get used to it. If you pick one up and you're just used to seeing that little modem there, I doubt you'll notice it in the day-to-day use. Let's see. 20 bits from Kiopsis. If anything, switching to USB would be more environmentally friendly in the long run. Android users who switch to iPhone wouldn't have to buy lightning cables like I have to do when I get one for wife. Yeah, I mean, maybe long run, but short term it doesn't help very much. Maybe that's the point, is long term Apple sees themselves going portless. They don't long term see themselves adopting USB-C. So basically, Apple doesn't want to switch to USB-C because they don't see USB-C sticking around on the iPhone for another 10 years. If they're going to switch a port on the iPhone, it's going to be because they want to keep it around for another decade. And because they don't plan on keeping around the port on the iPhone for another decade, that's why they're not adopting it. I think that's likely their logic. Sorry if I missed a donation. Someone here is catching me up. You missed my bits comment, but if no one can use the USB-C cable, then use their old cable, then that's a lot of eco waste. There is some, but it's significantly less is the point. The key word is reduce. They're significantly reducing e-waste, And again, the major benefit of removing the brick in the headphones, slimmer packaging. It feels like everyone's saying it's just to reduce e-waste. That's part of it, and it does because you're not including the brick or the headphones. But yes, there will still be some e-waste. There was always going to be e-waste as long as you're shipping a product because, again, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe legally they have to include a cable of some kind. Like even AirPods and even the iPod included a cable. So they can't, I'm not sure if legally they can get away with just no cable at all. I know that, remember earlier this year, I think, we were even talking about the EU. The EU was really getting after Apple for not including or not supporting USB-C. And if you watch that court case or if you followed that study, Apple can bypass that and they can get away with selling things in the EU as long as they include a USB-C cable in the box with Lightning on the other end. They still get away with it like that. But so they got to include a cable of some kind. It might as well be the best one. That's my logic. It might as well be one that most people don't have. That way upgrading to a fast charger is easier. And Apple knows because they're selling these, which are most likely the future. Most people are pretty convinced, MagSafe is going to be the only way to charge your phone in the next couple of years. And these are all USB-C. They're not making any MagSafe to USB-A's. Might as well, if you're going to get a brick because either your old charger doesn't work or your old Lightning cable is frayed and you need a new one, well, guess what? You already got the USB-C to Lightning cable included with your new iPhone. You're only $20 away from a fast charger. And again, you don't have to buy Apple's. You can buy an Anchor one for like $10 that's USB-C. So the battery case doesn't do a complete charge, does it? I think it does, actually. But the smart battery case is smart because it will drive power directly from the battery in the case and not use the battery in your iPhone, which should help preserve it long term. Start Select is saying 2021 they're going to do it for some models, but maybe 2023 they'll do it for all the models. We're still not sure, and I don't think Apple's sure, to be honest. I don't think Apple's decided yet. Matthew says, just looking back, the 30-pin connector was so terrible. It was so big. It was prone to bending because of... Yeah, I agree. It was bad. Anchor makes a 20-watt USB-C brick that is the same size as the 5-watt brick from Apple, and it costs less than $20. There you go. Free plug for Anchor. Something I was just... it's a literal plug. I was just thinking about that. I don't mean to plug Anchor here, but they got a plug. I was just thinking of this recently. When Apple starts doing something, Congress and third parties will claim that they're being anti-competitive, right? Like Apple starts deciding, hey, we're going to do Apple Music and we're going to do Apple One. And then Spotify freaks out or Epic freaks out and says, hey, this is unfair because they have all the money and they're dominating the market. They have a unfair advantage. So when Apple adds something, it's an unfair advantage. But when Apple removes something, we don't consider that an opportunity for third parties, right? Isn't Apple helping Anchor here by not including a charge brick with every iPhone? Shouldn't we give them credit for allowing the charge brick market to blossom here a little bit? I know. That's such a devil's advocate viewpoint of it, but I do think there's some truth to that. Like, think about it for a second. This is helping third parties a little bit, and no one's giving them credit for that, right? Hey, we're not including Lightning headphones in the iPhone anymore. Wired headphones makers, you've got more room now. You've got more space in the market because not every new iPhone's going to come with headphones, unless you're in France. Do I agree with Apple that they banned Fortnite? Yes, 100%. Fortnite broke the rules, and for that you can be banned. That's how it works. Same with Epic does the same thing. They Epic broke App Store terms and conditions, which you agree to when you sign up for your app. You sign your app up on the App Store, you agree to those terms and conditions. In the same way, Epic will ban you from Fortnite if you get caught cheating in the game. Because cheating the game and installing either an aimbot or something that gives you an unfair advantage, that is against the terms and conditions when you're playing Fortnite. So yeah, you can get banned for the game. Doesn't matter how much money you've spent on V-Bucks. If you get caught cheating, Epic will ban you from Fortnite. So I don't see how that's any different from Apple saying, hey, you broke the rules, you knew the rules, and you intentionally broke them, so yes, you're going to get banned. And it looks like the judge in court agrees with them. They decided that Apple can't ban Unreal Engine, which Apple talked about doing, which I'm not really in favor of because there's a lot of games that run on Unreal Engine. So I didn't want to see that happen. But I actually agreed with the judge. The justice system. Who knew, right? It's actually working. The judge made a fair decision. He said, hey, Fortnite, you broke the rules. You can't come back. But the Unreal Engine, yes, you can stay. Which I was like, hey, good job, judge. That was a good call. Very complex. Donated 10 bits. Apple single-handedly created a multi-million-dollar market by creating MagSafe. That's true. I think there's a lot of companies that can utilize MagSafe and now get people to upgrade, and that's good for everyone, you know? That's good for everybody. Wow, 1,000 bits from Chris Norton. Thank you very much. I see. Thank. Do you know any way to drain my phone battery on my phone? I don't really know of a good way other than just like, I don't know, record a video or leave the flashlight on. The flashlight can eat through your battery pretty quick. Look at a video of a French iPhone 12 unboxing. You'll see that they put the iPhone box in a big box so that they can have earpods in France. Yeah, I don't know the exact reasons, but I read somewhere that it has some legal terminology requires Apple to include headphones in France, but nowhere else. I'm not sure what the law is, but there was some weird fine print law that said Apple couldn't ship the iPhone without headphones in France, but that's just one country. It's a very small piece of all the places the iPhone ends up going. Overall, even with the USB-C to Lightning cable, yes, I understand. Not everyone's going to use it, but they will at least have it. And if they want to upgrade to the fast charger, it's a whole lot cheaper now. Before you would have had to spend $30 on the brick and another $20 or $30 on the USB-C to Lightning cable. Now the brick is cheaper. The USB-C to Lightning cable is included. No, not everyone will use it, but they're not shipping the charge brick and the headphones that people weren't using anyway. So it does, even if it's just 2/3 of the puzzle, that's still 66% less e-waste. And again, the main environmental benefits are the slimmer packaging. That's the main focus. People were acting like e-waste was the main focus. The slimmer packaging is the main reason. You can move inventory way, way smarter, way, way cheaper, and easier on the environment if you just slim down the packaging significantly. Let's see. How do you think removing the port will impact Apple CarPlay? Yeah, people have always asked about that, but I believe there's a lot of vehicles that support wireless CarPlay already, so they're probably just going to keep pushing you to do that. Not all CarPlay requires the port. You know, you can do it wirelessly now. If you need to buy a new car for that, I mean, I guess it kind of sucks, but, you know, Apple, you know, there's a lot of cars with headphone jacks built into them, and Apple eliminated those too. The USB-C to Lightning cable, I'm glad I'm getting. Didn't have that. Already have a spare USB-C brick, so I didn't need that. Well, there you go. Idle bird. Gonna utilize it best he can. What do you think about the colors of the iPhone? The product red is immensely disappointing. I will agree there. I haven't ordered a red iPhone yet, but I'm not so sure if I want to get one now. Now I'm thinking more about just going with the black 12 mini. Bluetooth is a heck of an invention. Yeah. Bluetooth's kind of cool, right? But yeah, product red looks way too light. I agree. I saw the pictures of it in lots of videos, and it looks very salmon-esque. It looks like coral. It looks pink, and I don't like the pink. I'm not a fan of that, so I'm disappointed in the red. I actually like the iPhone 12 blue more than I thought I would because I didn't really like the dark blue look on the website, but now seeing it in videos, it looks a lot more bright blue, which I like. But I don't plan on getting the blue iPhone 12 still. So if I end up keeping the 12 mini, I'll most likely get the black one because it just looks very jet black, and I dig that look anyway. Anyway, I would prefer a lot of things to not come with cables and bricks. That the first thing I typically do is order a longer/shorter cable, some braided, shielded, some fast charging, etc. Yeah, there you go. Why don't we look at this as an opportunity for third-party markets? You know, we get mad at Apple when they branch into something because that's anti-competitive. But I feel like removing the charge brick and removing including headphones is pro-competitive, right? That encourages people to buy charge bricks and headphones that Apple doesn't have, right? I would think so. I don't know. I'm kind of done with the whole topic because a few months ago I did a whole video on it and that blew up and a lot of people were mad at me and some people agreed. And I'm doing it again because, the iPhone 12 is officially out. It's no longer a rumor or a leak. It's actually a thing. So I did my whole updated video. Apple made the right call. Surprising amount of support, honestly. I was not expecting so many people to. I knew it would get a lot of dislikes, but it didn't get nearly as many as I thought it would. I thought it was going to be like 40 or 50% dislikes, and it ended up being only like 20% dislikes. So it's like, oh, okay. Guess a lot of people agreed or at least tolerated my opinion. But yeah, I think long term we're going to see everybody do this. Just like the headphone jack. Samsung, Google, OnePlus, everybody's eventually going to start removing them and just start saying, well, you probably already have the OnePlus Warp charger from your last OnePlus, and that still works with the new one. But, they're just going to let Apple get all the hate. And once Apple makes it a norm and everybody's used to it, that's when the Android companies start doing it. And that's when all the YouTubers and the reviewers are like, oh, yeah, I guess no charger, which is a thing now. Oh, well. That's why it's more of the coward approach, to be honest with you. That's, again, why I will reiterate, unironically, it took courage for Apple to do this. Because they're going to get all the hate. They're going to get all the criticism for it. And yet, in a few years, it'll just be the norm. And all the Androids that do it later, no one's really going to care. No one's going to bring it up. They're going to be like, well, yeah, it happens. Yeah, that's what happened. That's just the exact same thing that happened with the headphone jack. When Samsung removed it, everyone was like, yeah, oh, okay, I guess that's what the market's doing now. When Apple removed it, it's like, what? How could they? Any chance for a video on AudioOS 14.1 out now? It adds intercom to the original HomePod. I think I checked my home app and it didn't show up. I can't get it to show up for some reason. HomePod updating is weird. They put it on all these weird settings tabs. I'll check again just to see if it shows up. But yeah, I'm excited to get this stupid Koei tech. It works great and it's aged wonderfully, but with all honesty, it's an old third-party wireless charger and I can't wait to get rid of it and just leave this on my desk. It's going to look so much cleaner now. I think I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to throw this thing out. Just kidding. I'm not going to throw it out. I actually have a giant bag here. Don't believe me? Everyone's like, Drew, we believe you. But I'm still like, don't believe me? Check this out. I've got a giant bag full of wireless chargers on my floor. They've been here the whole time. Let's see. I've got the AirPower knockoff that doesn't work. I've got the Python Chi wireless charger. I've got Gorilla Gadgets. I've got Witty, who sent me this for free. Thank you very much, but I'm not using it anymore. I've got Basus. I've got a Tommy wireless charger. This thing, which isn't a charger, but you put the Apple Watch charge puck on the inside. I put these in a bag because I'm going to be giving them away. Not to you, sorry. No, just to people in my life. You guys just allow me to have the best job in the world. Why would I give them to you? And what else we got in here? Oh, yeah, before AirPods had wireless charging, there was this Oidum charge stand where you could, it has a tiny little lightning port in the bottom. So you could put your AirPods in it like this, and they would charge. It's kind of cool, but kind of useless now. I still use the Witty. It's great. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Witty's a good one. It's nice and cheap. MagSafe's better now. What else do I got? There's a Bluetooth speaker in here. Why are there so many Android phones in here? Oh, why do I have this? Nobody in the videos today talked about battery. I'm really concerned. Well, they probably had a script they had to stick to. I have a Nokia Windows phone in here for some reason. I don't even know if that worked. I have Wyatt's old broken Galaxy Note 5 with glass on both sides shattered. You can't really see it on camera very much. Oh, and my brother-in-law's old Galaxy Note 2. This is not a 16:9 display. This was 16:10. And the back is missing for some reason, which is weird. doesn't work. There's no battery in it. So I'm going to add this old Koei charger. Where can I unplug it? I can do it freehand here. Strange, don't go freehand. I can and I will. Oh. You see, I'm gonna unplug the wrong thing here. Nope, I got it. You are relieved of duty, Koei Tech. All right, there was a video where one guy showed online photos. Kind of weird because no one else did that. He did what? He did what? Samsung makes an ad next year saying Apple removed the port, and then next year Samsung removes the port. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Now you guys are up to date on all my old wireless chargers. F, to pay respects to Koei Tech, my first wireless charger, and now we have in the history books the first MagSafe charger. It's beautiful. It's going to sit right here underneath the iMac Pro. I wish this coil wasn't so bendy, though. Not coil, cable. I don't know why I called it a coil. I want it to go flat. That's what she said. All right, question. On the podcast, you mentioned either keeping the 12 Pro Max or keeping the 12 Mini. You said you would keep the Mini to help with your smartphone addiction, but what's wrong with the regular 6.1-inch size? It's smaller than the 11, but not as small as the 12 Mini. Wasn't that a sweet spot? Do you see any timeline where you keep the regular 12 Pro? No, because I don't think what you're pitching is likely, because I've used a 6.1-inch iPhone before and it's fine, but if I'm going to take a phone that's big, I want to go all the way big, and if I want to go smaller, I want to go really, really small. So that's why, in my opinion, for me, it's just a debate between 12 Mini and 12 Pro Max. If I decided I wanted the 6.1-inch model, I would have just got the 12. I wouldn't got the 12 Pro. Because to me, there's no situation where the features the 12 Pro offers are worth an additional $120 or $200 over the 6.1-inch 12. So if I try the 12 Pro Max and I decide the camera features aren't great and the display is just too big and it's too heavy. Fun fact, the 12 Pro Max, heaviest iPhone ever. It is a little bit thinner than the 11 Pro, but it's actually heavier than this one. So if I decide that the 12 Pro Max is too heavy, and then I try the 12 Mini and I decide it's too small and I'm not happy with the Mini, I will go with the 12. That'll be crazy, because then over a span of a few months I will have bought every iPhone, but I don't see that being likely. I think I'm probably going to like the 12 Pro Max and end up keeping it, or end up falling in love with the 12 Mini size and keep that. So those are the two most likely outcomes. Were you underwhelmed by how loose the leather wallet attaches at the back? Yeah, but it seems to be different for every person. Like Marquez, his looked really weak, and I was underwhelmed by that, yes. But also I saw people talking about Ijestine's video, and hers snapped on the back and looked really stable. So I don't know. I'm not buying it because it's $60, and I have a great wallet already. No complaints with my current wallet, so I don't see the need to spend another $60 on a wallet that would just slap on the back roughly. But yeah, but if Marquez's video is more accurate to real life tests, then I'm underwhelmed. But I'm pretty sure MagSafe is a lot stronger than what I'm experiencing with my iPhone 11 today, because this is like just barely doing it, but it does technically do it. See it slipping off like that. Yeah. So this is obviously just meant to be a basic Qi charger, but I will say, like, smallest Qi charger ever. This thing is tiny, and it's going to look very clean on my desk. I can't wait to charge my AirPods. Which AirPods need to be charged? Is it my second gens? Ooh, yeah. It's at 9%. Okay, I'm going to drop it. Let it charge away. Have fun, little guy. Chris Norton donated 1 bit, said go for a Mini. I will be picking up a Mini, so if I end up liking it, I'll keep it around. Let's see, that wallet that goes for a ride, Apple Maglet. Apple Maglet. Why is that word so fun to say? Maglet. I hope that's not an offensive word or something. Oh, jeez. My second-gen AirPods are having a hard time charging. Maybe I need to clean them. I don't know what it is, but they're outside of their warranty. I just, I did my AirPods Pro 1 year later. I got the charge case and the left AirPod Pro replaced, so these are charging fine now. But these two on the inside are outside of warranty, so it would cost money to replace them. But the the inside of them keeps having a hard time charging. There, now it goes. The case never really has that hard of a time charging. Okay, it lit up. Why aren't you showing up as charging? Come on. Sometimes the iPad's a little behind. But yeah, it says for my HomePod, software version 13.4.8, and your HomePod software is up to date. And I'm like, I don't think it is. I don't think it's up to date. I want to know why the charge light isn't showing up in the software, even though the charge light on the AirPods is lighting up. Oh well. Let's see. Maglet is the magnetic version of an aglet. Shoe plastic end. Mike with the random bits of knowledge. Why does Mike know everything for some reason? Different YouTubers are showing different levels of magnet strength for the wallet. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing too, which is kind of weird. Either way, I'm not getting one. If a third-party company wants to send me a MagSafe wallet of some kind, I'll try it out. But I don't want to drop $60 on a wallet, especially after the Ridge has sent me a couple wallets, and I love the Ridge wallets, so I don't need to drop money on one. Let's see. You thinking, man, you guys like to spam, huh? I guess it worked. I eventually read your message, but that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Do you have the Belkin 7.5 watt wireless charger? No. Is that the one Apple advertised? Because I never in my life have spent $50 on a wireless charger. If you're thinking the Pixel stand, I didn't buy those. They were sent to me. Yeah, battery life for the regular iPhone 12 should be the same as the iPhone 11, if I remember correctly. So maybe that's why YouTubers aren't bringing it up, is because there's just no change. But I believe the 12 Pro is 1 hour worse than the 11 Pro, making the 12 Pro an even worse deal that I can't recommend to that many people. Let me go to the compare page here just to double check. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 11. Man, iPhone 11 looks dated now. Yeah, they're the same. 17 hours of video playback, so no change there. iOS 14 out. I'm on the dev beta, so I don't see anything, but oh well. Well, that was fun. I can't wait to try it when the iPhones actually get here, which sounds like we're going to be recording the podcast Friday afternoon, so I might be in the middle of recording the podcast when my iPhone gets here, so that might be kind of weird. The wallet that goes for the ride. MKBHD didn't align the wallet correctly once, and now the whole world thinks it's bad. Yeah, that's kind of how it works, I'm afraid. But he has contacts at Apple, so they might reach out to him and be like, hey, you did it wrong. Do an updated video, or we'll sue. You know, that's Apple. That's how they would do it. I would never trust such weak magnets holding my cards. Yeah, I'm seeing different YouTubers show it hold on pretty sturdy. USB-C to lightning cable, I'm glad I'm getting. Oh yeah, we caught up on that. Cool. Why did Apple reduce the price on iPhone SE, considering the fact that they have now removed the charging adapter? Probably because it just came out. Again, if you watch the event, the primary drive behind eliminating the charge brick and the cable was not to save money. It was to reduce the amount of delivery trucks and the amount of pallets and the amount of shipping that has to go on to move iPhone inventory. They move more iPhones than anything else. They ship millions and millions of them every year. So every tiny little slim down you're able to make on that packaging is able to increase efficiency of transport. So it wasn't to save money, though it does save them some money. I'm sure they pocket that. They put it back into making the product better. I mean, iPhone SE isn't overpriced. I don't think $400 is too expensive for what you're getting. I mean, it's the A13 chip, which means that you're spending $400 on a phone that's probably going to get 6 or maybe 7 years of software updates, and great cameras. The display's okay, but I mean, the great build, you still get water resistant stereo speaker, wireless charging, not all standard things in $400 phones. So, oh, people are saying in Italy they did reduce the price. That's interesting. You save $1 per product and sell 1 million products. Boom. extra $1 million in profit. Yeah. Though if you sell 1 million products, you're probably not the type of company that cares that much about $1 million. So, yeah, iPhone XR and iPhone 11 got the charge brick and headphones removed, and they took $100 off the price. And that charge brick and headphones were definitely not worth $100. So, though I don't think they reduced the price simply because there's no accessories included anymore. I think they reduced the price because the profit margins can be thinner given that they're expecting more people to buy the 12 now. I think that's a common mistake people make. They just assume that because a lot of companies reduce the prices of older phones a year later, it's because it's now somehow cheaper to build that phone. It's not the case. It still probably cost them about the same amount to build. It's just they have newer phones now that they're expecting more people are going to buy, so they have more comfortable profit margins on the newer phones, and they have thinner and thinner profit margins on the older phones because they know those are less in demand. So obviously, you're going to put the higher profit margin on the product that is more in demand. So that's why older iPhones get cheaper. It's not because they just magically found a way to build them in a more affordable way. Sometimes that's the case, but I wouldn't say always. My battery health is at 94%, Chris Norton. Thank you for the dono. Hey, Cinders is in chat. Welcome. I'm about to wrap up, but welcome. What you're saying is if you hate Apple, you must buy the XR and hurt profits. Exactly. If you hate Apple, buy their products. That's the main message I'm trying to send. Oh, man. Hey, my water bill just went. I got charged for my water bill as I was drinking water. How trippy is that? Are they watching me? Huh. Oh, well. If you hate Apple, buy everything they make. Yeah. You buying that 24-inch iMac if they launch it on November? I mean, I want to see it, especially if it's the redesigned, like, iMac. The, like, iPad Pro design iMac. If that's it, yeah, I kind of want it, but at the same time, I would rather wait for the bigger one because 24 inches is smaller than the current iMac I have. I don't want a smaller Mac. I would take a 32-inch redesigned iMac, but if that's not coming until next year, I'd probably wait for that one. Let's see. Don't drink water. No water bill. I mean, you're technically right. If you stop drinking water, you won't have a water bill because you'll be dead. Let's see. Do you have a custom PC? No, I used to. And then Windows 10 ruined it for me, so I sold it. Okay, Jamaicaj said, a user on the Mac Rumors forums was criticizing YouTubers who admitted to buying phones for review and returning them. They thought it's an abuse of the return policy. Honestly, don't care, but what are your thoughts? I don't think it's that much abuse. I mean, the only loser here when you do the buy of iPhone to return it, the only loser is Apple. I don't lose out on anything because I get a full refund and I get to make content about it, which in return can help people decide if they want to buy it or not. I'm sharing my experience with it. And if Apple were to decide not to have a return policy, that would hurt the consumer because that would mean people can either buy an iPhone, end up not liking it, and they're not able to return it, which would not be good. So that means that the 14-day return policy that YouTubers utilize, it's really only hurting Apple. And Apple's doing just fine, for the record. They still get plenty of money. And I also think that a majority of the time people are doing the return policy thing, it's because they want to figure out which product suits their needs best, which is why I think Apple is okay having a return policy, because that means, you know, you're buying this, even if you plan on returning it, they're hoping you're going to like it and you're going to end up wanting to keep it. But it's not always a bad thing, because think about it in the fact that what if someone buys the regular iPhone 12? Start Select said, assuming you would buy return via Apple Store, imagine doing it to some innocent, poor company like Amazon. Some innocent, poor company like Jeff Bezos. It can also be a good thing for Apple, because think about it. Imagine if someone bought an iPhone 12, right? The regular one, the 6.1-inch iPhone. They spent, what does it cost? $800 on it. And they're like, this one's pretty good, but the screen isn't as big as I thought it was going to be, so I would rather get the 12 Pro Max. Well, thanks to the return policy, now that person can return the iPhone 12 and decide to spend more money on the larger option. Whereas if there was no return policy, Apple would have lost out on that potential revenue. So what happens to the iPhones you return? They basically either refurbish them and sell them again, which they'll probably turn a profit on, because I'm absolutely positive there is somewhat of a profit margin on certified refurbished iPhones. So Apple gets to sell that phone elsewhere. Okay, it's not as high profit margin, but it's something. And then someone else gets the iPhone at a discounted price. So it's a win for the consumer, it's a win for the reviewer. Apple knows that they would lose out probably on huge numbers of customers if they had no return policy, because then people wouldn't feel like they can try different. Yeah, you could return the 12 Pro and figure out you're fine with the 12 Mini. It goes both ways. But I'm saying the potential loss of revenue and the bad reputation it would give Apple if they decided, hey, you know what? No return policy. It's worth it to them. So I would say Apple's the one who eats the cost on this, and they're fine. And if they asked me to stop doing it, I would stop doing it, for the record. And any company can do that. There's no law saying they can't put restrictions on how many items you return. I think there's a few companies that I've heard of doing that. Like Best Buy will disqualify you from the return policy if you return like 10 items in a row or something. If Apple wanted to do that, I'd be fine with it. I'd be like, okay, all right, I'll stop. It's up to them. So if they want to notify me and say, hey, we think you're returning too many items, I would honor it. I'd respect it. I'd be like, that's fine. You can instigate that policy if you want to. So if they choose to turn off the returns for me, I'm fine with it. If they don't, I'm going to keep doing it. So I don't see the problem there. Yeah, they could blacklist your home address if they wanted to. Yeah, but they haven't. So I don't think it's hurting them that bad, honestly. Chris Norton, thank you for the 100 bits, and thank you all for tuning in. I got to get going. I got to make some more videos, but appreciate you all tuning in and your donations and your Twitch Primes. I will see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.